guess we have Phillies baseball back. I guess that's the bright side you can pull from last night's game, where they lose 6-3 to New York Yankees after so many days off in between, after last week's Yankees series was postponed to this week. And then the first Phillies game was supposed to be Friday, but then that gets postponed. It's supposed to be a doubleheader on Saturday. The entire series gets postponed. And now you're being thrown up against basically the World Series favorite in the New York Yankees. And also, go out there and try to hit Gerrit Cole. Just do it. I want to see you try. And it basically felt like going into this game, the Phillies were set up to lose. And granted, it's so many days off in between. Your last game was against the Miami Marlins. And then you had so many days off in between. You had the entire last week off and the weekend. So it's going to be difficult going into your first game. And granted, you have Gerrit Cole on the mound, and you're throwing Jake Arrieta out there on the mound. Which I can also understand putting Jake Arrieta on the mound too. Because if you're putting a guy like Aaron Nola on the mound, Zach Wheeler, if they throw a good game, it's not guaranteed your offense is going to hit Gerrit Cole. So you can throw your top starters out there, and you can still lose the game after so many days off in between. You just can't expect the bats to do much when they have had so many days off. It's been so long since they've seen live pitching because they were not able to work out at Citizens Bank Park for so long, and they're being thrown up against the Yankees. So it's difficult at this point. And also the game that was scheduled for today at Yankee Stadium was postponed because of the tropical storm that's coming in. And it's going to be a scheduled doubleheader tomorrow where the Yankees, I think the first game will be the home team, and then the second game will be the Phillies as the home team. So it's going to be a little weird seeing the Yankees as the home team at Citizens Bank Park, but I digress, and let's go into the game for a little bit. So Jake Arrieta didn't have a bad game, didn't have a good game, he had an okay game. You can't really, I guess, gripe the Phillies that much because it's basically been so many days off. Jake Arrieta goes 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks. He allows 2 home runs. The leadoff bomb to DJ LeMahieu in the 3rd inning. He allowed the home run to Brett Gardner. And granted, you look at Yankee Stadium, no wonder why they hit so many home runs. They have a lot of power hitters in the lineup, and you also have the short porches in left and right field. And what the Yankees were doing going into this series against the Boston Red Sox, specifically a guy like Aaron Judge, he had a 5-game home run streak going into this game, 6 home runs during that span. I kind of expected him, we all kind of expected him to do some damage to Jake Arrieta, and he didn't. It was DJ LeMahieu, Brett Gardner, and Urshela. So, you get Aaron Judge off the home run streak, which I do feel like he's going to hit a couple more home runs in Citizens Bank Park, because the ball loves to fly in our ballpark, so, it is what it is at this point. And once Jake Arrieta comes out, he only goes at 5 innings. The bullpen comes in, and that's where the rest of the game kind of blows up. Because it's the Phillies bullpen, and it's a dumpster fire. Guerrero comes in, and he allows the 3-run bomb to Urshela. And that's where the game kind of blows up. You get to see guys like Adam Morgan, Tommy Hunter, Jose Alvarez. They get some time. They do good out of the bullpen. But are those really the only guys you can trust? The rest of the bullpen, it's a nightmare. It's a dumpster fire. It's worse than what it was than what we expected going into the season. We knew the bullpen was going to be bad. But did we know it was going to be this bad? Was it going to be this much of a dumpster fire? No, we didn't. I honestly didn't expect it. I expected it to be bad, not this bad. But I guess it is what it is, and you can't blame Joe Girardi with the decisions he goes through, but maybe you would have liked Jake Arrieta to maybe go 1 extra inning, but you really can't gripe the team. They've had so many days off, and you can't gripe the hitting either. For so long not seeing live pitching, you can't really expect the offense to do that much. Jay Bruce does hit a home run. Adam Haseley gets an RBI. Adam Haseley, going back to the first game that he had against the Marlins when he went, I think, 4 for 5. He had a really good game right there. And he had a nice game for him right here. He goes 1 for 3. He gets an RBI. Adam Haseley, show him some confidence in the batter's box. Really good performance for him right there. And Jean Segura, he also gets an RBI in this game. And just going through the lineup, Andrew McCutchen goes 1 for 5 with a strikeout. Even though I didn't expect him to get off to a hot start this season, I kind of want to see him getting going a little bit. Granted, it's probably more difficult because he's coming off of that surgery that he had last year because of the injury. But it would be nice to see Andrew McCutchen get going a little bit. And then Rhys Hoskins, we all know the guy walks a lot. Needs to start making some solid contact. Needs to start hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He did just miss one in this game. It went right to the warning track. But still, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Bryce Harper, I would say he had a better night at the plate. He goes 1 for 4. He still had 2 strikeouts, but he was making solid contact today. He had a nice single today. He had a line drive, which was great contact. Sadly, he just got caught. I could see Bryce Harper starting to get going a little bit. maybe he gets hot enough to where the lineup can start waking up as well. And speaking of another guy that needs to get more consistent, JT Realmuto, he does go 2 for 4 today, but he's not a cleanup hitter. It just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like he's more of that 5-hole, 2-hole type of guy. Same thing for Rhys Hoskins. He's not a 2-hole hitter. I can understand the guy walks a lot. He does get on base because he walks a lot. But he is a guy where his job is to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And even though he's not doing that, I would rather have him in the cleanup position than in the 2-hole. I'd rather not see JT Realmuto in the cleanup position because that's just not his role in the batter's box. He can get on base. He can hit home runs, granted, but he's not a cleanup type of guy. Even though he does go 2 for 4 today, I want to see him get more consistent, getting more on base, and getting more hits. I want to see that out of JT Realmuto. Didi Gregorius goes 1 for 4. Jean Segura goes 1 for 3. He had the RBI today. Jay Bruce, he had that home run to tie the ball game, and that's when Brett Gardner right after hit the home run. So Jay Bruce, nice night for him. Scott Kingery, another guy that has to wake up. He did start the first couple games out with a couple hits, and since then a couple of duds. So his bat does need to wake up a little bit. Then, like I said, Adam Haseley, he's showing some confidence at the plate, and that's a really good sign. But honestly, I can't gripe the offense that much. Normally, if the Phillies were playing a couple of games before this, and they put up this dud today, I would be a little bit more pissed. But since you have so many days off in between the Marlins series and this game, in the game last night, I can't gripe them that much. It's been so long since they've seen live pitching. And you're going up against the Yankees and Gerrit Cole. Like, what more do you expect? You don't. Like I said, this game felt like it was set up for a loss more than anything. And then maybe going into these next few games, since there's no game today, you're going to have 3 games at Citizens Bank Park. Maybe the other games will maybe benefit you. Maybe you could throw out Aaron Nola, throw out Zach Wheeler for the next 2 games. And then you'll get another game. Oh, God, Vince Velasquez. I don't want to hear that. I just thought of Vince Velasquez, and it just made me, oh my God, I have flashbacks to that game against the Marlins. Oh God. Not good, but you could throw out Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler in the next 2 games against the Yankees, and you might have a chance. But still, this is the New York Yankees. They have they probably have the most deep lineup in baseball. They have the lineup that can hurt you the most in baseball. The other team that I could probably think of is the Los Angeles Dodgers. But I think the Yankees, they're the best team in baseball. And they've been proving it the last few series, especially that series against the Boston Red Sox, where you see Aaron Judge is going on his insane home run streak. I do expect him to keep it up with all those home runs just because of the way he's swinging the bat. And I remember seeing a press conference, he said he's still not locked in. You have a 5-game home run streak and you're not locked in? That might be something beneficial down the road. Where is he going to get better? I can see that. I can definitely see Aaron Judge getting better with hitting the long ball. That's definitely something that could be fun to watch. But back to the Phillies standpoint, it's going into this game, didn't expect much. I did not. So, looking forward towards the next 2 games against the Yankees. You got the doubleheader on Wednesday. I think the first game is at 4 o'clock. And I think that, I'm not sure what time the next game is, because I know MLB did set a rule out now for this year that doubleheaders are going to be 7 innings each. So that's going to be weird. That's going to be weird at first to watch. Doubleheaders where the games are only 7 innings. So it looks like the first game is going to be at 4 o'clock. Then I would assume the next, since it's 7 innings, is the game going to be at 7 o'clock, or is the game going to be 7:30, 8 o'clock, something around there? It's going to be weird because you're only playing 7-inning type of games. And if it's only a 7-inning type of game, a guy like Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, they can go a full 7 if they have a really good night. And Zach Wheeler, his first game against the Marlins, he went full 7 innings. So, could you see complete games out of Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler? Would you count them as complete games since they're only 7 innings each? That's going to be something going into those games. It's going to be something. Can the Phillies offense, maybe, since they had this game back, sadly they're going to have another day off, which honestly I don't feel like it benefits them. But maybe can the offense maybe wake up a little bit when they go into these next 3 games against the Yankees? It's going to be tough too, because I think you play the Yankees, and then I think maybe the next series or the series after, you're playing the Atlanta Braves. And speaking of the Atlanta Braves, what happened to Soroka last night? Oh God, that scared me. That gave me nightmares. That was horrible to look at what he do. You could just see the Achilles when he gets off the mound. You could just see it pop, and it was just like it made me cringe. It was one of those injuries where you just get, oh my God, you just gasp. It is like, oh my God, that was scary. It was. I feel so bad for him. And yes, I'm definitely getting sidetracked right here. But basically, just for this game, there basically isn't that much to go on. You had so many days off in between. The offense couldn't do much against Gerrit Cole, even though Gerrit Cole was hittable today. Can't guarantee the offense is going to do something when they haven't seen live pitching for, 8 straight days? It's just not realistic to think about that. And Jake Arrieta had an okay game. Wasn't bad. Wasn't good. Maybe would have liked to see him get an extra inning out there. And then the bullpen comes in, and that's what you expect. There was a rain delay during the 7th inning, but overall, this game was a dud. It was a very boring game. And when you have games going on like the Sixers, like all the Stanley Cup playoff games that are going on, this game kind of gets overlooked. Well, not overlooked. It kind of gets just thrown into the trash. It's one of those types of games. It's your first game back in so long, and this was what was expected going into this game. It was. So, what are your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts on the Phillies going into the next few games against the Yankees, the doubleheader on Wednesday, then the game on Thursday? And did you expect a loss going into this game? What were your thoughts on Jake Arrieta's performance? And just what are your thoughts in general about what the Yankees are doing? And what are your thoughts what the Phillies can do since now they're actually playing baseball games? So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the video. And I will see you next time.